Alrighty, class. Today we are going to be talking about how to write an awesome thesis statement that will be the main idea, the controlling idea for our entire essay. A thesis statement is the most important part of our essay because it acts much like the brain. Everything flows from it, everything in your essay stems from it. So it's really important to make sure you have a great thesis statement to give your paper a solid foundation. Okay, so step one is kind of like step one in the writing process. You are going to read and understand the prompt. Understanding the prompt is extremely important because if you don't have a good grasp about what the prompt is talking about or what the prompt is asking, then you are probably not going to have a thesis statement that relates to the prompt. So you must think about what the prompt is asking you in order to formulate a very strong thesis statement. Let's take a look at a prompt. We're going to look at the prompt, write an essay explaining why it is important to know how to read. So I want you to take a second and I want you to think about this prompt in detail. Think about why it is important to know and understand the different things that you read in school, the different things you read maybe in the books that you read for leisure. So go ahead and take a second and think about what the prompt is saying. Okay, so you probably got a few ideas about the importance of reading. I know you hear your teachers talk about it all the time. So we're going to move on. And if you want to grab a piece of paper and jot down some notes about this, I'm a note taker, so that works. That's great. Just remember, before you get started writing, it's important to know exactly what the prompt is asking. So make sure that you have a great understanding, once again, about exactly what the prompt is asking you to write about. Step two is a little bit different. You're going to stop and turn the prompt into a question. And you might be thinking, why in the world would I want to ask a question? Because you guys know that you don't want to start your essay with a question ever, but I'm going to show you a trick to writing really good thesis statements. But you can only do step two after you've completed step one. So after you feel that you have a really good understanding of what the prompt is asking, then you're going to phrase the prompt in the form of a question. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so the prompt again is write an essay explaining why it is important to know how to read. So to turn that into question format, I'm just going to drop a few words, and the question would be, why is it important to know how to read? So you see, I kept the exact same wording. I didn't change any words. I didn't change the meaning. I'm just taking the prompt and I'm asking a question. Okay? We're going to go on to step three, and let me tell you why we turned it into a question, because this is exactly how you formulate your thesis statement. So after you phrase the prompt in the form of a question, then you're going to answer the question with two reasons. Okay, it has to be two reasons because in your STAAR essay, you are going to be writing two body paragraphs. As you get older and write the standard 5-paragraph essay, you would have 3 reasons. Okay, but right now for this purpose, you're going to have 2 reasons. And answering the question develops your thesis, okay? So the question we developed is, why is it important to know how to read? So let's answer it. It is important to know how to read because. See, I kept the exact same wording. I'm just answering the question with the exact same words. It is important to know how to read because reading is a basic skill that is necessary to function in a society and can allow you to learn anything you want to know. So as you see, I use the exact same wording here as the question. I didn't change the words in the prompt. I used the word because, and then I gave my 2 reasons why it's important to know how to read. Then my 2 body paragraphs will be about the 2 things that I listed in my thesis statement. So that's a wrap. Thesis statement is really formulaic, meaning it can be an easy step-by-step process. And once you follow these steps and you get a solid foundation, you can revise and edit and make your thesis into something that is going to blow your reader's mind. Thesis writing really can become a piece of cake if you follow the steps and you don't overthink it. Alrighty guys, that's it for today. Go out and write some awesome thesis statements.